son very, very hungry. Let's get back to maybe a more serious topic. So a couple of students came up with these questions, and I want to link them together for you to speak to. So the first question is, what was your high school experience like? These are high school students, after all, and so I think that they're interested in knowing sort of what that was like for you. And then a follow-up and related question was, what would you like to see taught in the classroom? So I'm working on my PhD in literacy, and I think one of the things that comes out a lot for teachers, and I'm an English teacher too, so I'm going to get a little teachery here, is that we know it's important for students to be able to sort of see themselves in the curriculum. So I'm wondering, like, did that happen for you in high school? And what was that high school experience like? And then what do you think our students could benefit from knowing or learning in their classrooms today? That idea?
I guess I can go first since I haven't gone first.
Okay.
Yeah. To be honest with you, I loved my high school years. I really, especially when I finally got back to Bangor. Bangor High is so welcoming because I went to high school in Woonsocket, Rhode Island first, and then Brattleboro, Vermont. But Bangor was the best. And it was the best because to tell you the truth, being Asian, one of the very few Asians in Bangor High was okay because all the Asians that were in school were like the popular kids. They were very athletic or they were very smart. So they already paved the way for me when I came here that kids are going to like Asian kids. And I didn't mind being in this, having some of the stereotypes growing up because guess what? No one wants to fight with Bruce Lee. It was scared me just because I was Asian. They're like, don't want to mess with Soubanh. You see the way he's built? He must know Kung Fu. But that was not the case. I will like to cinema do karate, which means I watch movies and mimic what happened in the cinema. But no, the thing that actually I had a problem with growing up in high school the most was not my ethnicity, but what type of income my family came from. That was a larger impact on me than being Asian, to tell you the truth. And of all people that made me feel uncomfortable about being Asian was a Native American, not a Native American, a African American friend that looked at me and said, "Hey Soubanh, do you like being white?" I never expected that from someone like that. And he's like, I'm like, what do you mean? I'm just being me, you know? And he says, well, you know, you're kind of acting like all the other white kids in school. So to me, that was the only bad experience I had in Bangor High. And it was so unexpected, out of left field, to come from someone of color to say to me that I was not Asian enough. So be mindful of your words and be mindful that just because someone looks differently doesn't mean they actually feel differently than you. That's all I want to add to that.
So my high school experience wasn't as much fun as yours. Because I didn't speak any English. So going to Quincy High as a junior, not knowing how to ask how to go to the bathroom was tough. And I went to a school that was predominantly white as well. There were a few Latin American students. There was a great Asian population there. And I remember eating lunch by myself every day until one Polish girl arrived. And she didn't speak English either. And I couldn't speak English, so mine began. And we became good friends, and became good friends. And but it was hard. I don't think the ESL program at that school at the time was, focused on trying to fit in on the needs of the students. I felt that at times I would be, kind of secluded at the end of the school with not too many kids in the classroom. Quite frankly, I didn't learn any math or sciences because I was placed in lower level class, so I wasn't being, challenged enough. So I feel like what I learned I had brought with me from Brazil, and I felt like I had to catch up when I was in college. So those years were very tough years, and I felt very lonely, very confused, not knowing where I was or why I was there, because when you immigrate and you're that young, it's hard. It's very hard. So my word here is that if you see someone eating lunch by themselves, stop by and say hello. It means the world to that lonely person, and I was that lonely person for a long time until I was able to communicate with people. And it was really hard not having anybody stop by and try to communicate with me, or any of the school folks trying to check in to see if I was okay or not. And by the way, I moved, we arrived here in January, and the school year in South America is different, so I had to repeat the year. So what happened was that it was really cold. I didn't even have good winter clothing, right, coming in January to Massachusetts. It was really cold, really confused, and very lonely. So if you see anybody who's lonely around you, stop by and say hello. That's all I have to say.
So my high school obviously was in Nigeria, which is so different. While I was in high school, I didn't know white, I didn't know brown, I didn't know anything except that I was in. However, I struggled quite a lot. Coming from a family that we barely had enough. I have four siblings and myself. So my parents, we struggled a lot. So I was a boarder actually in school, in my high school. So most times I was one of those kids who barely had provisions, who barely had the very cute type of things, or very cool type of things. I was that kid who wasn't funny, didn't know how to be funny. I was that kid who didn't really have quite a number of friends. I have never said this in public or here. I think I have said this to quite a number of my friends. Coming here, hearing and understanding a ton of things, kind of looking back, kind of helps me understand certain things I wasn't sure of growing up in Nigeria. I have said to my friends that I truly believe that if I grew up in this country now, I would have been diagnosed as having ADHD. Why do I say that? I lost a ton of friends. Well, it wasn't like I had a ton anyway, but the few I had, I was this kid who was always wanting to be moving, like even in class, like anything that happened outside, I would see it and I would want to share with my friends. Most times the teachers would find us talking and whispering, and they would ask us questions. I would get it, my friends wouldn't get it. So they felt I was being deceptive of them, that I was purposely distracting them. But the truth is, if I have to sit here for a few minutes, staring at you straight, I get lost. So I have to be active to be present. But I grew, so that made a ton of friends didn't want to sit around me. A ton of people felt I was being deceptive, so I wasn't being a good friend. So they stayed away from me. However, thankfully, at least I could. I don't know if being by myself a ton of times also helped me focus more on my academics or something. I don't know, but you know, the truth is, even though you're struggling, you can find, like I already said, my dad always said, there is always something positive in everything. You just have to look. I am a very positive person. So in this situation, how can I work? How can I take this struggle and turn it around to my benefit? For example, right now I have 3 kids who are still babies, 9, 7, and 5 years old. And I own 3 businesses, and I am on the city council, and people ask, how do you do that? The truth is, I start off something, over time I tend to kind of start to lose concentration on them. So how can I keep myself motivated and moving? Because that energy has to be used. So I started more than one business. So when I taught myself to how to sew from scratch, so when I lose interest on braiding, I have to sew, I switch over to sewing. That way I keep motivated, I keep myself going. When my interest on this is going down, I switch to something else. When the interest here is going down, I switch to something else. So that way, by the time like I exhaust all of it, I come back to something else, and I'm able to still achieve what I need to achieve. So that being said, if you are struggling, you just have to look. There is always a way for you to turn it around and use it to your advantage. Or you have to accept, first of all, this is a struggle. And then, because we have the saying in Nigeria that when a sickness has been diagnosed, then we know how to cure it. You have to accept this is a struggle, and it doesn't make you less than anybody else. Like I tell my children, you know, if you think you just have to keep going, it's a superpower. You just have to find the way to use that superpower. So everybody here, you need to know, yes, you have it. Even though you're struggling, you can make it, you can make a turn out of it. And there are a ton of adults around waiting for you to just speak up, to ask. And that being said, for the classes, in my high school, we didn't have a ton of real-life trainings. I think that is one thing that we really need in our society today, considering everything else going on. When I was growing up and when I was in high school, there were not a ton of social media, it wasn't existing. There were no phones and all that. A lot of things going on in the society today were not existing then. So I think bringing in, we are doing very great academically. That is actually one of the reasons we chose to remain here in Bangor. The school system, academically we are top notch. However, we need to start to inculcate more real life lessons, because some people, when they live here, they may not want to continue academically, and it's okay. But we need those real life lessons to be able to succeed and to be able to be successful.
So I think my experience in high school was very similar to Soubangh's. Stillwater High was probably the size of Bangor High. I mean, I think roughly 1,300 students, so big high school. But it's a college town, so if you think of like Orono High, people from diverse backgrounds, and I consider myself very lucky being raised in a college town and having that high school experience with students from all over the world. Their parents as students, graduate students, or professors. I also credit my parents for raising us in a very open manner, meaning that we were exposed to different cultures, different religions. I had some of my best friends were Jewish. I had obviously Christian friends. I attended church services with friends. I attended, I went to the synagogues, the local synagogues with my friends, and I invited friends over to our local mosque there. So I was raised in that manner, very tolerant, very accepting. It was a beautiful thing. So high school was the same way. It's amazing because, here I have Egyptian immigrant parents who were, terrified maybe coming here, not knowing, not having family around, or, not knowing how the culture was, but at the same time, my mom was such a beautiful soul that she just opened her house, our home up to everyone. My my mom was an amazing cook, and everybody would come over and have dinner. We had students and faculty and just strangers coming into our house to eat. So that was the kind of environment that we lived in, just very open, very welcoming. And so we retained a lot of the Egyptian traditions, but at the same time, we were very American as well. Both of my brothers played football. I was, on like student council, NHS, so very, very involved in the schools because my parents are very strict with academics. So it was both, the cultural piece as well as the academic piece, as well as just loving and being tolerant. I think, that was definitely a blessing to be raised in Stillwater for that reason. But I know that people from around, this is Bible Belt, Oklahoma is very Bible Belt. So I had a few incidents of hate with people we were still steadfast in our beliefs and didn't compromise with that. So I wasn't wearing the hijab, so, unless I told people I'm Muslim, they didn't know. But when I did say, I don't date, I don't drink, and holding on to some of my beliefs, very steadfast and firm in that. So I would get those mean, hateful questions. Why are you this? Are you that? So just hateful. But again, being confident in your own skin. Let me teach you about this. So I took that route, and again had very supportive parents. But I do want to echo the sentiment of all three, Cintia, Soubanh, and Angela, is that just, your words cut deep. And so, being careful of what comes out of your mouth, being respectful and tolerant and accepting, and also, know that kindness matters. Just one word or a smile really uplifts your peers. So I remember that in high school, I graduated in '95. We didn't have a lot of social media, bullying, and, a lot of what you have to deal with. But it was the same concepts of just being accepting and open to everyone.